we can be traumatized by watching the documentaries or going to vigils. We can feel, such eruptions of feelings and not know what to do with that, but it's still not even in the same stratosphere of what the animals are going through. How do we manage burnout? Sabrina asks in the chat, how do you not allow the anger to consume you? I've been wanting to badly begin advocating for these animals, but I felt like my anger towards what is being done to animals follows me into my personal life and honestly drains me energetically. I know being takes a lot of selflessness, but how do you find a healthy balance and still enjoy life? So what do you come across with the young people struggling with burnout or us or what, and how do we manage that?
I think we need to redo how we think about the whole thing. That there is a healthy balance. I don't think there is. Our vision is maybe there is a way that I can be doing what I'm doing without being angry. And I want to challenge that idea and say you have to be comfortable understanding that your anger will not go away. And if you look at what happens to animal and you're not angry, there's something wrong with you. It's one of the most natural reactions to really what happens to animals when you look. Like MLK or Gandhi or any other social leader that you think of. Do you think they were happy? Do you think they were not frustrated? Do you think they were not angry? Do you think I don't know. I didn't hang out with them, but I can't imagine that they went to prison, they got shot at, and like how could you fight for justice and then end up in prison and just not be angry, right? So we need to look at it as like be comfortable with being angry and just understand that this is how it's going to be, and it's okay. It's okay to be angry. What is important, where we should focus on instead, is changing the focus from how not to be angry to okay, now that I'm angry, how can I challenge it to something productive that doesn't lead to burnout, and understand that you are not alone. I'm just as angry as you are, and probably all of us on this call are angry. I don't say like angry, like yelling or just crying when you go to bed, but you do have that sense of urgency, or else you wouldn't be here today. We just have to let that anger drive us. You can make it manifest as compassion, but the source could be your anger and frustration. Let's call it frustration, right? You're frustrated with how things are, and you're not. If you were happy that we are moving quickly enough, would you even feel the sense of urgency to do something about it? Of course not. Every time that you have a drive to do something, it's because you're unsatisfied. Because you feel like every time that you innovate something is because you're like, hey, this tool doesn't exist and I want to do this. So you're not satisfied. You're like, I need to build something new. I need to create. I need to do. And it always comes from a feeling of not being satisfied. If you are satisfied, you're dead. The only time that you're fully satisfied, that's the end of your life. We are creators of dopamine. We are creators, like you're physiologically, you run on dopamine on something that you want in the future. So channel that anger to something that is productive and allow yourself to be angry. What I just say is it's like a sort of imagination. That's at least what I do. It's like when I'm angry, I'm like, let it pass through you, but don't let it cripple you. Don't let it stop you. It's okay to be angry. Just allow yourself to be angry, but then think about two things. One, the animals. I have thought about killing myself, but what stops me from killing myself is that I know that if I kill myself, animals would be just in a worse situation. Do I want that for them? No. So I'm not going to kill myself. So think about how bad animals have it. And second, think about other people. Again, Gandhi, MLK, they were not happy. They were not satisfied. They were frustrated, but they changed the world, right? So think about them and think about other vegans who are just like you. Know that you're not alone. Know that we all feel the same. We all feel that fire, and it's totally normal. I'm sorry. I don't think it goes away. The day that it goes away, I won't be an activist. I can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to repeat a little bit of what you just said because it's so inspiring in this way. And I'd love to hear others' thoughts in the chat about what Faraz just shared. But he said, if you look at what's being done to animals and you're not angry, then something's wrong. Where is your empathy? What has happened? Your empathy is broken, right? And it's not that we want to make ourselves wrong for being angry. It's what we do with that anger that counts. It's channeling that anger, transmuting it into something productive, into action, and let that state of dissatisfaction, that state of discomfort, that state of unwanted, I don't want this for the animals, let that drive you. Let that drive you every single day. And you don't have to work for the animals 24/7. Of course, we are saying, take time away, and of course do self-care. But I don't know, mastering anger or self-mastery over the very difficult negative emotions that we have is a lifelong pursuit anyway, and worthy of us, and then we'll be more effective for the animals. Our minds will be clearer, our focus will be more fine-tuned anyway. So working for the animals is also working on ourselves in that way. So I welcome any comments on that. And again, what Faraz said also about, it's like secondary trauma, it's often called. We can be traumatized by watching the documentaries or going to vigils. We can feel, such eruptions of feelings and not know what to do with that, but it's still not even in the same stratosphere of what the animals are going through. We're not saying that like to be punitive to ourselves, but we're saying that as a reminder.
I add one thing. So I'm in Dallas in a shitty motel because we were on a tour. And, when I step in the hotel,
It doesn't look
that's
shitty.
animal
Oh
exploitation.
gosh, yeah, I see it.
Literally,
It's everywhere. It's
literally
everywhere.
everywhere.
Friggin' speciesism is everywhere you look. You barely can get away with it. You can't go outside the door or even be inside and not see the normalization of exploitation and violence. Just, absolutely, absolutely everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it can be hard, but I do have one solution that could help actually people. So something I learned is that when I'm extremely annoyed, I share it with others. And it turns out some of my most watched videos are the ones that I'm sad and angry. And I made a video to just tell people that I'm angry. I'm not gonna stop, but I am very angry and frustrated. An example of that is during Thanksgiving, I ordered something from Amazon, and the food delivery, they sent me two turkeys. I was really frustrated. Just made a video. I mean, that video did it's like one of my most watched videos on Instagram. And what I learned, I did that several times to just test the hypothesis, and I learned that people actually, it's like everyone says thanks for sharing. I'm like, it sounds like people are not sharing enough of that. So if you're really sad and angry, share it, make a video about it and share it with others and tell others why you're angry. And also it definitely always helps to, have a small group of good friends and know that we are all there for you. So just reach out if you need to talk to someone. I just say that your expectations shouldn't be that the anger will go away. I think that there is a different way to look at it, that the anger is, not necessarily bad, and you just have to channel it to something nicer.
Yeah. And it's called being human. It's universal. So we're all feeling it. People just hide it sometimes better than others or manage it better than others.